Well, spank me twice. Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. We got the second volley here, or I guess the third and fourth volley parts of the new support we have for confirmed for Dark Neostorm. We got a ton of cards released tonight. Let's just jump into it before we waste too much time, because we do have a good amount of cards to get through, and I'm trying to pump out these videos relatively quickly. Anyway, we're going to start with World Legacy Annihilation, which is a continuous trap card. Both of its effects are hard once per turn each, so you can't activate both in the same turn. First effect, you can banish one World Legacy monster from your hand, graveyard, or field, then target one Link monster on the field. It gains attack equal to the banished monster's original attack. Okay, I mean, it'll be a quick effect because you're playing a trap. Works in the damage step. Okay, I mean, nothing crazy there. If a Link monster you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard to special summon a Link monster from your graveyard. One Cyberse Link monster, sorry. Cyber specifically. That's an interesting little effect because while this is engraved, there's bound to be some kind of destruction, right? I mean, it's not guaranteed. It is destruction. It needs to be by opponent. Yeah, I think it's interesting, especially if you have something big in there. Any Cyberse Link monster. Topologic Bomber Dragon. I guess that works on the new Link 4 we just got announced, the Crusadia Mech Knight one. So yeah, really interesting card. If it's searchable, I mean, it's a World Legacy card, so it's searchable. So maybe you'd play it as a one of. Who knows? Then we have Orchestrated Climax. This is a counter trap, and you can use either of its effects once per turn and only once per that turn. So you cannot use both in the same turn. You got to pick your poison. It's a counter trap. First effect says when a spell or trap or monster effect is activated while you control an ORCUST Link monster, negate the activation, and if you do, banish that card. Wow. Okay, so just straight up like a Solemn Judgment, barring the summoning negation aspect. But still, negate any effect and banish it. Not destroy it, banish it. That card is gone. It's pretty good. Second effect says you can banish this card from your graveyard. To add one Dark Machine monster in your deck, or that is banished to your hand. You can add special summon monsters in return you activate this effect, except Dark Machine monsters. Okay. But that's not bad. That's not bad at all. This card's pretty good. It's an Orcus card, so it can be searched. Yeah, this card seems pretty good. Keep in mind, you do need to have an Orcus Link monster on the field, so you cannot make that Xyz with no other Orcus Link monsters on the field and still have this live. You need to have the Link monsters live, so keep that in mind. But Orcus are getting some pretty powerful support between this and the Xyz monster. That's some pretty powerful stuff right there. Then we got a bunch of Dino Wrestlers. We got Dino Wrestler Escrimamenchi. It's a 2200 attack, 0 defense, level 6 Earth Dinosaur effect monster with a hard once per turn on that second effect. If you control a Dino Wrestler monster, you can normal summon this card without tributing. If you could just special summon it, it would be so much better. Second effect, during your turn, if your opponent special summons a monster and this card is in your graveyard, you can target one level 4 lower Dino Wrestler monster in your graveyard, special summon that, and then add this card back to your hand. So like a weirdly high ceiling, I want to say, like second effect. But your opponent needs to summon on your turn, special summon on your turn, which is not entirely impossible. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2019, but not very good, but we never expected much from Dino Wrestlers. I have an interesting theory about Dino Wrestlers. I don't think they're ever going to be designed to be good. Then we have Dino Wrestler Marshall Anga. Earth Dinosaur effect, level 5, 1600 and 0. During damage calculation, if your Dino Wrestler monster battles an opponent's monster with an equal or higher attack, quick effect, send this card from your hand to the graveyard, and that monster you control cannot be destroyed by that battle. Also, end the battle phase at the end of the damage step. Okay. So you do take the damage, which isn't crazy, but you can just end the battle phase, which is interesting as a hand trap. Interesting. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn to activate this card's effect, and your opponent controls more monsters than you do, special summon this card. See, that'd be more interesting if he actually had better stats. He's a level 5 with 1600. He's a body on board, but he doesn't come back until the end phase. So I guess the best way to use him is on your opponent's turn. So I guess he would be there for your turn and not just a sitting duck and a body just to take attacks on your opponent's turn. So I guess that's okay. I think he's okay. He's cheeky. It's battle phase stuff, so it's nothing crazy. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not one in the battle phase anymore. We have Tyrant Dino Fusion. Spell quick play. Fusion summon one Dino Wrestler fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion material. And if you do, the first time it would be destroyed by battle or card effect. It is not destroyed. Okay. A little protection, but it's a little specific. And you can only summon using monsters you control, so you can't use stuff in the hand either. I don't know if Dino Wrestler spam quick enough to make that work. Not crazy. Nothing crazy there. Let's move on to here. We have... Oh god, we don't have the pictures. We're losing pictures. Oh, here we go. All right. We're getting them. Cool artwork. Anyway, we have Crusadia Testament. This quick play spell card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Activate one of these effects. For the rest of this turn, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of your Crusadia monsters effects. That's pretty good. That's really good. I mean, one of the biggest troubles for Crusadias was just people being able to disrupt when you go through. I mean, you could have Crusadia Power, which makes one Crusadia monster immune to something, but like if you need the Magius search, you use it on Magius, and that makes your Equimax or your Regalius, open for disruption as well. So this is really, really nice. That just makes all of them just free. And we have the new Crusadia boss monster, the Link 4, which is pretty cool. Really cool. Also, after damage calculation, if your Crusadia Link monster destroyed an opponent's monster by battle, draw cards equal to that monster's Link rating. Ooh. You only activate one of his card effects per turn. Okay, so you activate one or the other. I don't think you're ever really using that second effect. Maybe if it's like pretty specific and you happen to be in one of those weird Crusadia grind matches against a deck that was able to hold you off, that could be good, just getting 3 draws and then you being able to do your combo all again next turn. That could be interesting, but a really nice card for Crusadia is really nice. I like that a lot. Super searchable as well via Regalis. Then we have World Legacy Finality. It's a normal trap. During attack declaration, when 2 Link monsters are battling, shuffle all monsters on the field and in the graveyards into the decks. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, neither player can Link summon. So, this card's ceiling is like higher than any Mirror Force we've ever seen. It is a World Legacy card, so it is searchable. But it's kind of tough. I mean, I guess you're trying to like just bait. It's like a comeback card, and maybe you play it as a one-of because it's searchable if you're in like a rough situation and you just need to try and reset everything and you're like, okay, let's just go back to square one. We both lose all monsters we've dealt with in this duel so far. It's not crazy. I mean, but I think it's interesting that it's searchable and kind of like such a comeback card. You don't really see a lot of comeback cards in the game nowadays. You just want to get ahead instead of play from behind and hopefully come from behind. It's just less reliable that way with negates and stuff in the game. Alright, next we have up Assault Sniper. So some assault mode support. Earth Beast Warrior effect monster, level 4, 1600 attack, 800 defense. Love the design. almost looks like a Star Wars character, straight up. Like you could totally see that. You can only use this card's name first and second effect once per turn each. You contribute this card to special summon one monster which lists the card Assault Mode activate in its text from your hand or deck except for itself. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extract for the rest of this turn except for Synchro monsters. Second effect, you can target one face-up monster you control. Reveal one Synchro monster from your extra deck, and if you do, the target's type and attribute become the same as that monster until the end of the turn. That could be interesting in a weird combo, but I feel like for the most part, you use this to like churn out the new monster, that new monster that just pluses you on summon. Unless it's just normal summon. I don't remember if that card pluses on special summon, but hopefully this works on that. But yeah, I think it's a nice little piece. Hopefully the assault mode decks slowly come together here. That'd be cool. Look at that guy. All right, we'll get to him in a sec. First, we have Loud Cloud, the disturbance-causing noisy serpent. This card's artwork is so dope. It's like a thunder cloud, and he's just right in the eye of it. That's so cool. He's a water reptile. Special summon effect monster, blah, blah, blah. Level 5, 0 attack, 2000 defense. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by banishing a fire and a wind from your graveyard. Why a fire? He's water attribute. What the hell? Okay, sure. Both of those effects are hard once returns, and you can activate both in the same turn. You can banish one fire monster from your graveyard to target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to that destroyed monster's attack. Okay. It's targeting destruction, but if you do, like, you slowly just make this guy more and more of a threat. At first, he's just like a 2000 booty that removes something, but then, like, slow and steady, you could work your way into something. Maybe this works with an archetype, but I know winds don't really work like super well with non-winds, so not sure how good this card really is. Second effect says you can banish a wind monster from your graveyard to target one card in your opponent's spell and trap zone and destroy it. Hey, so if like turn 1, if you're able to get 2 winds and 2 fires into the grave, or not turn 1, but your turn 1 going second, this card is pretty decent, I feel like. Depending on what you destroy, you can get the attack stat up, so he's a little more useful in the battle phase, and wipe a back row, or at least force a back row out. That's pretty interesting. I don't think it's crazy. It'd be, if it was useful, it'd have to be useful in like specific decks, but who knows? Who knows? And then the last card for this video, we're going to look at Handy Gallop. He's an Earth Beast, level 1, 0/0 monster with an absolutely adorable design here. This card cannot attack directly. This card gains attack equal to the difference between both players' life points. That is interesting for sure. We have like Destrudo plays where this guy turn 1 just becomes 4,000. Or I guess going second could be like 4,000. If your life point is higher than your opponent's, you take any battle damage your opponent would take from battles involving this card. So I guess the idea is kind of do that. If you were able to just like do like a Dark Worm Destrudo play where you're able to get both in the graveyard, Dark Worm, get Dark Worm back, summon Destrudo, pay half your life points, make some rank 7, like a powerful rank 7, then normal summon this card, you paid half your life points, so this guy's 4,000 plus whatever the big card you have is, and you literally just attack for 4,000, he'll get weaker because you'll lower your opponent's life points, which is fine, and then you attack again. This card's interesting, he's cute, he's fun, I think it's a fun level 1 monster for sure to play around with for cheeky decks, but nothing crazy here. I think the big winners here are like the CRUSADIA Testament. This card's interesting, just mostly interesting stuff. Dino Wrestlers are poop. The ORCUST card's really solid, and this card's interesting. This card could be useful as a one-of in the deck. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. We got at least one more coming up. I don't even know if we're getting more support even after these 6 things, but I got 5 and 6 coming right after this. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more stuff from me, and tune into the next one. Peace out.